Our goal is to take Venmo, currently a money sharing app that is exclusive to the United States, and introduce it to Honduras. Honduras is a country located in Central America. It is situated between Guatemala, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. The capital is Tegucigalpa, but San Pedro Sula is equally important industrially and commercially, although it only has half the population of the capital. The majority of people live in the mountainous interior. Honduras, like its neighbors, is a developing country whose citizens face many economic and social challenges. These challenges are made tougher by a rough topography and occasional intense weather patterns, such as hurricanes. Honduras is a low-income country with more than 60% of its citizens living in poverty. In rural areas, approximately 1 out of 5 people live on less than $1.90 per day. 54% of economically active people work in agriculture and may raise a cash crop like coffee or cabbage in addition to their own crops of beans or corn. Farmers rely heavily on the export of bananas and coffee in particular, and their income has decreased by nearly 33% in the past 2 decades due to declining prices of these exported crops. Fortunately, since the 2008 global economic crisis, Honduras has experienced a moderate recovery with a 4.8% increase in overall income in 2017 and an expected 3.6% increase in 2018. However, it still has the greatest economic inequality in Latin America. It also has one of the highest levels of crime and violence in the world. In 2017, the country's murder rate was 43.6 murders per 100,000 inhabitants. Thousands of Hondurans flee the country to come to the U.S. every year, and the money they send back to Honduras for their families is crucial. Introducing Venmo to Honduras would make sending remittance easier, faster, and potentially more social. Life in Honduras is markedly different for the rich and the poor. In the city of Tegucigalpa, blocks of high-end stores exist for the wealthy to shop in, and they live in large, elegant houses. However, a large portion of people live in poverty in single-room houses called cuarterias. But family is very important to all Hondurans. Many people live with their entire extended family, and a heavy emphasis is placed on loyalty to your kin. In Honduras, family is key in terms of social and economic support, and trusted family friends are often brought in as compadres or godparents, a role that is taken very seriously. In the day-to-day lives, men tend to do the majority of labor, but women are very active in religious life and sometimes serve as judges, lawyers, and policewomen. Additionally, huge clothing factories employ thousands of young women every year, and men and women make major household decisions together. Our target market would be between the ages of 18 and 40, and the domestic transactions would consist mainly of wealthy people in the major cities of Tegucigalpa and San Pedro Sula, as well as the campesinos and their families. Campesinos are small farmers that are more economically stable and may have land, horses to ride, and a comfortable, if simple, home. Ideally, we would want people to incorporate Venmo into their business model and/or to utilize Venmo as a way to more casually transfer money between friends and family. Additionally, a huge part of our target market would be people living in the U.S. that are sending money back to Honduras, as this is a huge part of many Honduran people's income. Essentially, our product will be Venmo as it exists in America, expanded to Honduras. Our value proposition is the ease of transferring money using only a cell phone. Remittance makes up 18% of the country's GDP, equating to 4.6 billion US dollars. Venmo will make a huge impact in Honduras for this reason. The process of transferring money to family members will be streamlined for both the sender and the recipient. Our channels will mainly be smartphones and the Venmo app, since they have recently started to discontinue the ability to pay and charge friends online. The current competitors are Venmo's owner PayPal, Western Union, and traditional bank wires and transfers. PayPal can be used for purchasing goods and paying friends, similar to Venmo. However, it can also be used to sell goods, a feature that Venmo lacks. Purchasing is free of fees, but PayPal charges a 2.9% fee plus 30 cents for selling. Western Union has essentially the same features minus the selling capabilities. Money can be sent using their app, website, or physical money orders. However, money orders must be placed in person, making them slightly more inconvenient. Finally, traditional bank transfers can only be used to send money to another bank account. This poses issues because both the sender and recipient must have a bank account, which is not always the case in developing countries like Honduras. However, 40% of Hondurans have smartphones, and this number has been growing every year. Furthermore, it is probable that this 40% is largely made up of our target ages of 18 to 40. Overall, in terms of remittance, the options above are not always the most convenient. And in terms of quick, everyday casual payments like ones to friends, they definitely are not. Considering these factors, Venmo should make the entire process of sending money much more simple for lots of Honduran consumers. Furthermore, we don't foresee many cultural, legal, or institutional issues with the product. Connected wallets are getting more and more popular, and Hondurans can only benefit from Venmo and should accept it with open arms. Additionally, tariffs, local regulations, or workplace issues shouldn't be a large concern, as our physical presence in Honduras will be almost non existent. We can manage most of the introduction from our headquarters in New York, although we'll probably have an office in Tegucigalpa for managing things that are better done locally, such as marketing or partnering with local actors. Overall, Venmo can only enhance the well being of the population. It gives them access to a microfinancial tool that will help foster a more sustainably stable and active economy. Financial security is an important step in growing a successful business, and we are offering greater stability and prosperity to every Honduran. That being said, there are some possible issues that we will need to address. First, there is a high probability that a significant portion of our user activity will be for criminal use. We'll have to take that into account as we do not want to be complicit in illegal activity, nor do we want to further the already high rates of crime. Paradoxically, Venmo could be used to help fight crime by partnering with the government. Tracing back illicit transfers and freezing illegally made money are a few of our options. Another issue we may face is the formidable task of expanding a company internationally. A partnership with the World Bank Group would be enormously helpful. We could get financial help for early investments and other insights thanks to the historical background of the World Bank in Honduras. This partnership would also help us promote Venmo in the US, as we can use it to show our engagement in CSR. Additionally, we will also need to be in close contact with local governments and banks, especially in the beginning. And our last potential issue is profits. We'll only make money on two types of transactions: international, meaning US to Honduras, or commercial, which involves Honduran businesses. Therefore, we will need to promote these in particular. In both cases, we'll apply fees that are equal to what PayPal does. However, in the first 2 years, we will focus on person-to-person transactions in order to facilitate engagement and popularize Venmo among the general population. These person-to-person transfers don't earn us any money, but after the product is sufficiently popularized, we can start marketing to local businesses. There are almost no fixed costs as the app is already developed, but we'll have variable costs that mainly include local marketing. Overall, the introduction of Venmo won't be too financially demanding, and there is no particular issue with this latent period where we won't be profitable, as Venmo is already a well-established company.